everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Erin, and in today's video we're going to be building this really beautiful Florentine style building. So this building's supposed to be, in Florence, Italy, and I really wanted to give it that nice kind of Renaissance romantic atmosphere with that Tuscan kind of feel as well. Even though, I'm building right now in the world of Tartosa, which we got with the My Wedding Stories pack, which, as we all know, is kind of like a broken pack, but I do love the world that came with this. And, Tartosa is more so like southern Italy, so I don't know, it gives more of like a Sicilian kind of feel, I guess. I don't know, I'm not an expert on Italy by any means, but I was really inspired to do this for two reasons. Well, number one, I really love the Florence collection from Felix. And this is kind of like another installment in my limited CC series that I'm trying to do on my channel here, where, I don't use tons and tons of custom content, just kind of a limited amount from one creator. But I want to kind of expand on that and maybe include like one or two, maybe three creators. But it was inspired by his collection, and then it was also inspired by the fact that I'm going to actually be traveling to Florence, and this will be like the first city in Italy that I've ever visited, or actually in Europe that I've ever visited in my life. So I'm going early next year. And I kind of built this as an Airbnb style place for my Sims to come to Tartosa to just kind of be like on vacation, kind of mimicking what I'm going to be doing when I go to Florence in a way. So yeah, it was really inspired by that. I'm actually in about hopefully like a year, maybe a little over a year, I'm actually going to move to Florence, which is, I know it's crazy. Me and my mom and my grandmother, we're all going to move to Florence. So this trip that I'm taking next year is not only to be like a tourist and see all the sights, but it's also to, kind of scope out locations that we want to move to, or neighborhoods, I should say. And yeah, I'm really excited. I know that sounds kind of crazy because I've never been to Italy, I've never been to Europe, but my mother, as I've said in previous videos, she has lived in Italy, so she's familiar with Italy and living in a foreign country. I'm not, but I'm so excited. This is kind of something I've wanted to do my entire life, live in a different country, and Italy has definitely been a place that I've always wanted to live. There's definitely other places in Europe too that I've wanted to live as well. Like I've really wanted to live in France and Germany and Switzerland and the Netherlands and England and my God, like everywhere. But Italy is just such a beautiful country. It has such amazing, rich history, and the people are just so warm and friendly and have such a beautiful culture there. And yeah, I'm so excited to, see all the different neighborhoods in Florence and kind of get a feel and pick out which one, we want to live in and kind of, set up our lives in a whole different country. It's crazy. But anywho, that's enough rambling about myself. So getting back to what I'm doing here. So you're seeing me do the exterior, and I would have done the front portion during my little rambling there, but I was really inspired, obviously, by Florence, like I've said. But specifically, I was influenced by the Palazzo Medici Riccardi, which is in Florence. And that's like, the kind of famous like Medici Palace. Of course, the Medici in Florence had like tons of different palaces and stuff like that. But this one specifically I loved because it had that beautiful like portico entrance. And I'll pop up a picture so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But Italy just has all these beautiful porticos in like so many of their buildings, especially in Florence and also in Bologna. It's just such a beautiful architectural feature. So I really wanted to incorporate that into this build here. And I also just wanted to go for a very like kind of warm, Tuscan inspired palette. So I tried to keep the colors in the, outside of the building and also in the landscaping just very warm and green and lush, because that's another thing I've noticed since I've been, obviously like researching Tuscany like crazy, is like there's just this beautiful kind of like natural warmth to everything. And I just want to add, as you can see, I'm using the tool mod to add like lots of extra trees and, shrubbery and stuff like that to the outside of this lot. That's my first time ever using the tool mod for that too. So I'm still kind of getting used to the tool mod. I'm using it now to move items, which is crazy because when I first started using it, I was just using it to scale items, you know, up and down. I'm still mastering that tool. That tool still kind of intimidates me a tiny bit, but you know, I'll get the hang of it. It's not rocket science. So hopefully when you go to download this lot, the trees and stuff that I placed off lot will appear. As of recording this, I have not tested that yet, so hopefully that'll still work. You know, if it doesn't, I'll post an update or something, but yeah, hopefully that'll work. And also, sorry if you can hear kind of like what sounds like a little gremlin in the background. I am recording right now where I have my other dog. I have 2 dogs. I have my dog Gilly, which I've popped up and featured in some of my other videos. She's like a lab mix. And then I have a pug, and his name is Buster, and I'll pop up a picture of him too. But, you know, pugs, they can't breathe, you know. That's kind of their cross to bear in life. They can't breathe, they have trouble breathing. And so yeah, he walks around and sounds like he's constantly struggling for air, and, you know, I don't think he is. That's not what I've been told. He's fine. He's totally fine. But yeah, if you hear what sounds like somebody struggling to breathe in the background, that's my dog Buster. But anywho, getting back to what I'm doing here. So right now I'm doing the back pool area, and I used a lot of the collection from House of Harlux, which is Felix, Andre, and Harry's collection. I used Jardine, and I also used Grove, which is just from Felix Andre, to do this backyard, or to do this pool area, I should say. And I love the way that this came out. I did do limited pack as well on this build, so let's see if I can remember correctly. I used Country Living, you know, My Wedding Stories, obviously, because it's set in Tartosa. I also used, I want to say, what was it? Jungle Adventure and Romantic Garden stuff, which I use in almost all of my builds because I actually really like the plants from there. And maybe Get Together, but I'll post all the details down in the description below. But I specifically tried to make it, you know, limited EA pack and also limited, you know, custom content. And I like to do that because, you know, a lot of people play this on console. Well, specifically, this build isn't going to work for you if you play on console because you unfortunately can't get custom content. But a lot of people play it on, like, you know, their laptops, like a MacBook or whatever. And, you know, there's not a lot of storage that comes on Mac. So, you know, you probably can't download like tons and tons and tons of custom content. Or maybe you can. Maybe you're using an external hard drive. I don't know. But I think it's important to, you know, if you're going to put stuff up for the general public, you know, put stuff up that lots of different people can use. So this build did take me a while to complete, though, because I was getting kind of distracted by all of the custom content that I now have access to since I've gotten a computer. So I did take like probably a couple weeks off of like my regular like building for YouTube schedule, just so I could kind of like build off camera and also play off camera too, because I haven't really had a chance to play the game too much since I've gotten a computer. And I've been downloading or moving over all my families and Sims that I had on my PlayStation to my computer, and I've been busy. I've been like giving them all like custom content makeovers, and I actually like built one of them like a whole new house. And I didn't film it just because I was using so much custom content that I have right now. And I don't know. If you guys are interested in me ever, you know, putting that up, like giving you guys a tour or whatever, like let me know in the comments and I can definitely do that. Because, yeah, I'm definitely going to be in the process of renovating a lot of my Sims that I had on my PlayStation, a lot of their houses. And I'm definitely going to be using custom content because I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy Maxis too, but I don't know. Custom content is a little bit more to like my own personal taste. Maxis content is amazing too. I actually use like a big mix of both custom content and Maxis content. And, you know, I own a lot of the packs right now. I actually finished up and I've bought like all the expansion packs. I don't own all the game packs or all the kits or all the stuff packs at the moment right now, but I do own, as of now, all the expansion packs, which is really nice. So yeah, these builds that I've been doing for my like own personal gameplay, I'm not limiting myself. So if you guys are interested though, I can definitely, upload it here or put it on my Instagram or whatever. Your feedback would be awesome on that. But anywho, I'm actually now doing the inside of what's going to be the first apartment. So I split this up into like 2 separate apartments just to make it feel kind of realistic. So like in my mind, this would have been like one big grand palazzo or palace or whatever you want to say, like back in the day. But as times got more modern, they took it and they turned it into apartment, which is something they do, I guess, in Europe and something I know they definitely do here in the US. So that's the kind of feel I wanted to go for. That was like these were 2 kind of split up apartments. So you'll see kind of like a staircase going down the middle. That would have been just in the whole house, but they split it up. So anyway, if that makes any sense, that's my thought process to the layout of this apartment. But this one that I'm doing right now, this is kind of like my darker, moodier apartment. And then the other one, I have it more like kind of light pastel blues and whites and just kind of more light and bright. So yeah, it just has 2 different feels. And the living rooms are different. The kitchens are the same and the bathrooms are the same. So it's 1 bathroom, per apartment. And then obviously 1 kitchen per apartment. So in this video, you'll only see me doing 1 kitchen and 1 bathroom. The only thing I switch up between the 2 is like the color scheme. So obviously, like I said, I do kind of like a darker green kind of theme on this side. And then the other one, I do like a lighter blue kind of theme on the other side. And I don't know, I can't really decide which side I like better. That's kind of my own inner struggle when it comes to decorating, like in my own personal life too, is like, do I like a more dark kind of palette, like more moody? Or do I like that kind of like light and bright kind of palette? I don't know. I like in my own house, I have like my bedroom, for example, is very like light and it's pastel pink and it's sounding a lot more like kiddish than it actually is. But I don't know. I have that millennial pink, of course, because I'm a millennial. I love that like soft kind of airy pink that all of us millennials love. And the other parts of my house are, kind of dark. Like I have like a lot of black accents like throughout like my living areas and stuff like that. But then I have like bright white walls and I don't know. I love the inside of my own personal house. I think it's designed really cool. I'll pop up a picture if you guys are interested on what my house actually looks like. But yeah, I love my house. This is the first house I've ever owned, so I'm like super passionate about it because this is like the only space in my life I've been able to truly customize. And because before this I've always just rented, and it's going to be kind of different when I move from the US to Italy because we're going to be renting at first, not buying right away, just because we've decided on Florence, and Florence is a beautiful city, but you never know. There might be a different area of the country that you visit that, you're like, no, this is where I really want to set down roots and stuff like that. So definitely, renting at first seems to be a better decision there. But anyway, so now I'm doing this kitchen here, and I love the way the kitchen comes out. It feels kind of realistic to me. I've been looking at lots of apartments in Florence and stuff like that to rent, and they always have these like really tiny kind of like galley style kitchens, and they're so charming and they're so sweet. And it's definitely a departure for somebody like me, obviously growing up here in the US, and like our kitchens are ginormous most of the time. And yeah, it's just so funny to go down to so much of a smaller footprint in the kitchen, but there's something so charming and so sweet about those kitchens. I'm sure like once I actually get into it and I'm like setting it up, I'm probably going to be like swearing and upset because I have no room for like my billions of like small kitchen appliances. But right now I have this very romantic idea of one of these cute small little European style kitchens. But this kitchen was definitely really inspired by my idea of what those look like. And I used a lot of Felix Andre's new Chateau collection. I used a lot of the Chateau collection. I used like Chateau 2, 3, 4, and 5, if I'm not mistaken. 5 like just came out or just got available for public access. And so yeah, everything that I'm using in this is public access. The one build that I did for Harry when I first released it, not all of it was public access, but I really want to make sure like everything was available for, you know, everybody to use. But the items that come with, oh my god, all of Felix Andre's stuff is just, it's so beautiful. Like his detail that he puts into his items, like that little basket of artichokes and that baguette and the little like Smeg appliances and the, you know, just there's just so much detail in everything. It's amazing. I swear, I feel like EA should definitely hire these people to design the items in game. I don't know if they could afford it, if they could afford them, but the custom content creators, there is just like a level of detail to custom content that you don't get in a lot of the Maxis stuff. So I guess maybe that's why I have more of a preference towards custom content. Is yeah, there's just, I don't know, there's a certain attention to detail that you just don't get. And I'm not sure why, like, why they can't add a little bit more detail to the items that we get. But I don't know, it also kind of goes with the fact that, you know, the game came out so long ago, so half the catalog is kind of outdated too. Because the game came out, I think in like 2014? I don't know, I might be mistaken on that. But yeah, it came out a little while ago, so a lot of the items are just really that kind of like, you know, early 2000s kind of style, which, you know, is obviously outdated. It looked good at the time, but, you know, now it's pretty outdated, so. But anyway, I'm now onto the second apartment, and this is, I don't know, maybe this is my favorite of the two. I can't really say. It almost has a little bit of like a French feel in my head. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. To me, it just has kind of like a French kind of feel. I don't know. It reminds me of something like Marie Antoinette would have, which she's like one of my favorite historical figures. So I don't know. It's just beautiful. I love so many of the items that came with that Chateau collection. What's the other one? Obviously the Florence collection. I used a lot of the Colonial set too from Felix Andre. And then from House of Harlux, I used a good amount of stuff from them. I used like living room or living room as they say it, and the basic collection, and it's just, it all goes together so beautifully. That's what's so nice about doing kind of this limited CC series on my channel, is like the creators, you know, Harry and Felix, they make these items that just cross over together so nicely, and you can just kind of interchange them so effortlessly, and they're gorgeous. So here I am now working on the first of two of the like master bedrooms, or I should just say like the main bedrooms up on the third story, and I love these rooms. They have such a beautiful view from them. I mean, Tartosa is such a beautiful world. It's probably one of my favorite worlds that comes with The Sims. That's hard to say though, because I love Henford-on-Bagley too. I would say my favorite worlds are probably Tartosa, Henford-on-Bagley, and then maybe like Windenburg. Although I really love Brindleton Bay too, and I love San Myshuno. So I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. The new world that's coming with the new horse pack looks pretty cool too. Although I am kind of like Come on, let's stop putting everything in like the Western United States. I don't know. I wish they would do something in New Orleans. I think that would be really cool. I remember, I think it was in Sims 1 when we got the pets pack. I remember that had like a New Orleans theme. I love New Orleans. I went there once when I was like 12 or 13. And I remember like just being blown away by that city. I remember I told my mom when we went there, I was like, I don't even feel like I'm in the US right now. Like I feel like I'm in a different country. That is such a cool city. I would love to see like a New Orleans theme in The Sims. And I don't know. I've said a lot of ideas that I have for different worlds in other videos. I definitely really want like a French inspired world. You know, Paris or I don't know, Provence or Marseille or something like that would be really beautiful. And I would love that to kind of coincide with like a hotel pack. Or they could even do like a romance kind of thing. Like I know they have like a custom content world or mod or whatever that's called like Romance in France. And it's where you can take Magnolia Promenade, which is the world that came with Get to Work, and you can turn that into France in your game, or Paris, I should say. And it looks really amazing. That's actually a mod that I have on my list to download, but I've been going a little like mod crazy lately. So I don't know. I'm trying to limit myself on mods, but I don't know. I don't think I have the ability to. I just keep finding new mods that I want to add to my game, and I don't know. I'm like a woman possessed. I cannot stop downloading mods, and I can't stop watching like YouTube videos from like different creators on mods. Oh my gosh, I am so obsessed with mods right now. That's another reason why it took me so long to actually finish this build as well, is because I installed some mods that I think were kind of messing with my game, and my game kept crashing. So then I had to get yet another mod, which is called Better Exceptions by Twisted Mexi. And if you ever have issues with mods, I like highly recommend that other mod to get, so that way you can, you know, see what's causing issues in your game. But oh my gosh, I've just been going crazy. I think in my first custom content video that I put up here on my channel, I was talking about the realistic birthing mod by Panda Sama, I think is how you say her little username. And then the other mod that I really love is Wonderful Whims. Those were like kind of the two like initial mods that I got, and they're fantastic, especially the Wonderful Whims by Turbo Driver. I love that. I did initially I did like look at Wicked Whims just out of curiosity, but just like a few seconds into that mod I was like, oh no, this is too much. And so I just got Wonderful Whims. But that's awesome. I love the attraction system in that. It adds so much more depth to your gameplay. It's so cool. And I also love that realistic birthing mod too that I got. I've used it a couple times now, and it's just crazy, like the animations that these mod creators are able to make. And I mean, your Sims can go and get like an actual ultrasound. It's nuts. And they can have like actual birth, and it's just crazy. The mod creators like blow me away, as well as the custom content creators, you know, cast creators, you know, it's just, there's just so much. And it's just added so much more depth to my gameplay. Like my Sims seem so much more interesting now. The other mod that I got that I'm really obsessed with is from Lupino. And well, she has a whole bunch of mods, but I got like her Road to Romance, and I got her like teen pregnancy overhaul, and so many things, and it just adds so much more like difficulty. That's the main thing that I really like, is that it adds more difficulty to my game, because that was probably my biggest issue with The Sims 4 when I first started playing it, is there's just not enough difficulty really when it comes to like relationships specifically. I mean, there's more than just that needs to be more difficult in this game, but that's definitely one of them. But yeah, overall, big fan of the mods. I do need to take it easy though, because oh my gosh, my mods folder, it's like an everyday thing where I'm just like going through and like weeding out stuff. And yeah, It's out of control. But anywho, so right now I'm working on this final room here. This is going to be, you know, one of the 2 bathrooms, and I don't show the other one because it's literally identical to this one. But, you know, it's using, again, a lot of stuff from Felix Andre. I want to say that tub, which is so beautiful. It's like a marble tub with that gorgeous gold hardware. I believe that's from his Florence collection, as well as the vanity and also the mirror, I believe too, is from his Florence collection. And I think I also used some stuff from the basic collection from him and Harry, House of Harlux, but I'm gonna have all the custom content that I used linked in the description of this video. I did get everything that I used right off of CurseForge. And that's pretty much all the custom content that I've been downloading has all been off of CurseForge. There's a few collections from like Charlie Pancakes and like, I want to say their name is Green Llamas that I've gotten not on CurseForge, but yeah, regardless, I just try to stick to that because I know it's really easy. But anywho, we're now at the end. The photos should now be rolling, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. And if you do want to download it, it will be up on my gallery. My gallery ID is just intelligentfly, all one word. And just make sure to check custom content when you're trying to find this build. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye now.